What is going on, everybody, man? King Recon here. Welcome to the 25 days of Santa Recon, day number 6. And on this edition, we're going to be doing things a bit differently. Rather than talking about a certain series, which was my original plan, I was going to come on here and yell at the top of my lungs. I was going to come on here and talk for however long need be about the legendary Madhouse masterpiece, Parasite the Maxim, bro, because that was the greatness, man. But, because that season was filled with so much greatness, because that season had so many incredible series that I actually finished, so many series that left such profound impact on me as a viewer, especially due to its time and place where it was. And what I mean by that is, I really needed an anime experience at that point in time, and I really did. Earlier on that year, the Bleach anime ended its run on Toonami, and I used to cover that on the channel. That was a massive hit to the anime side of things for me, man. Y'all know how much I love Bleach. And then Hunter x Hunter, and when Hunter x Hunter ended, that not only was left a massive gap in the channel, it left a massive gap in my heart. I was like, yo, what am I gonna replace this with? It's Hunter x Hunter. But then came this season, man, and I'll tell y'all what, I think this still might be my favorite. And it's, like I said, due to the circumstances, because there's been a lot of great seasons, both before that and since then. But this one, just due to time and place and how much fun I was having experiencing these with a lot of people. This is around the point in time when I really started getting involved in the community, in comment sections and like the Facebook groups and Twitter and whatnot, and it was just so much fun to experience all of these with so many different people at the same time. And so without further ado, man, let's go ahead and go down some of these series and then watch their openings, at least like opening one to some of these. Now we're gonna start off with a series that I absolutely adored. It is definitely one of those series I talked about on the channel, especially for the finale. By God, man, You're Lying April, bro. The legendary Shigatsu wa Kimi no Uso, man. Your Lie in April I still listen to the OSTs to this very day. It has some of the greatest soundtracks that I have ever heard that really pull at your heartstrings. There's one soundtrack in particular called Again, I believe is the name of it, that I have that video saved in my favorites list on my YouTube thingy, because that soundtrack can apply to so many different things, but it never fails to like always remind me of this legendary experience, bro, of Shigatsu wa Kimi no Uso. Yo, dude, when episode 22 dropped, man, because at the time I just finished binging the last few episodes, and I remember watching episode 22. And I was so, that episode absolutely crushed me. I was so out of it. I was like, my God, man, this is too much. I can't handle this, bro. And I'm not sure who could. I don't think anyone could. But, God, man, to this very day, because my friends and I, whenever we get together, we like to watch, like, top 100 openings list sometimes. And this one comes up a lot. And so every single time, because all of us watched it, we always sing along to the greatness. So, without further ado, let's take a trip down memory lane and rewatch Your Lie in April opening 1, man. I'm going to start up here in 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Man, dude, I remember whenever a comment came out that somebody reported on that Oda really liked this series, and I was like, hey, man, if Oda said it, we in there like soil work, coach. Arima, man. Yo, Kaori, bro. Like, dog. It's Your Lie in April, man. I mean, yo, A1 Pictures was on their A game, dog. This series had some absolutely incredible sequences from a visual standpoint, dog. Yo, this is a banger, dude. This is one of the greatest of all time, dog. This opening goes in so hard. Yo, man. Arima, man. Arima Kose. What a story. And what a way to tell that very story. I mean, y'all know how we are about sports anime here. But the way that this one had a bit of a twist on it, while still carrying that same type of heart, was just so good, man. Let me see if I can watch this. I haven't watched the second opening in a long time. Opening 2. Here it is. I forgot how this one goes. Alright, we'll start it in 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Oh no, symphony! Symphony! Yo! Bro, it's like, you know whenever you haven't listened to something in a long time, but you listen to a lot, and it automatically clicks, like in your head? Symphony! Watch out, bro. I haven't heard that in so long. Magooty. Watch out, dude! It's been so long, bro. I legit don't think I have watched this opening maybe since the last time I watched an episode. Seriously, because I listen to opening 1 sometimes, but opening 2 I almost never touch. Bruh. It's like some of the memories from the episodes are popping in my head, dude. Symphony. Watch out, dude. Man, dude. My soul. Man, dude. I gotta give this a rewatch one of these days. Your Lie in April. That was definitely one of the top tier experiences from that season, man. And one of the most emotional experiences I've had in anime so far too, bro. Like I don't know why I tend to forget it whenever I talk about series that really made me emotional, because Your Lie in April's right. That junk is right up there, man. Most certainly, especially with that finale, dog. And I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but bye. If you have not watched Your Lie in April and you're into that type of stuff, it's an extremely emotional series, man. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. It's almost guaranteed to destroy you, bro. It's fantastic. So coming up next, actually no, hold on. Before I do that, let me search up just to make sure I got this thing factual. It is again. Again from Your Lie in April. This is one of my favorite soundtracks I've ever heard, dude. Yeah. It's again for sure. It's again. But anyways, on to the next series. We're gonna be talking about that 7 Deadly Sins greatness, man. Now, if y'all remember, I first started covering the series weekly on the channel through the anime, but I started enjoying it so much that I went and transitioned over to the manga, and I started doing manga catch-up experience videos. Yo, I forgot what the name of that arc is, but the arc that the second half of the anime covers, when I binged that in the manga, I was a tard, bro. Like, it sucks that I've been spoiled on this series so much that at this point it's like one of those things where I hope one day later on the line I can give it another shot. Because I really, really did enjoy it at one point in time, man. But, yo, it's the spoilers. Like, yo, when I tell y'all that I got spoiled a lot, I got spoiled a lot. Like, this is one of the only series that I've been spoiled on to this degree. And that's because I have so many friends that are into it that it was really, really hard to escape. So, but I guess that's just my fault for never catching up to the manga. But I still hold, like, the first few sagas really near and dear to my heart, man. Let's listen to the 7 Deadly Sins opening 1. How does it go again? I think that's how it goes, right? 3, 2, 1, let's jam. You know, I was a massive tard for the Magi anime. The Magi manga, not so much. Even though there is some greatness in there too. But the Magi anime, I absolutely adore, bro. I mean, I loved the Magi anime. And Seven Deadly Sins, the vibe that I got from it reminded me a lot of Magi. So whenever I first got into it, I was like, yo, I dig this. I dig it a lot. And it's like the concept. The concept was really cool. Excuse me. My boy Arthur Pendragon, bro. Man was the GOAT. And that arc was so crazy, man, with King. Gil Thunder. Yo, that Bond stuff with his girl, that jump was super sad. Yeah, definitely. Seven Deadly Sins was an awesome experience, especially like I said that second arc, whatever the first or the second half of the first season, whatever that arc is called, that jump was amazing. I really liked that arc whenever I went through it in the manga, man. That was a ton of fun, but Seven Deadly Sins greatness. Oh man, here we go. This is gonna bring back some memories, bro. This one right here is real deal gonna bring back some memories, man. Because this was one of those series that prior to this season, I was familiar with, but I had never actually like dived into it. And it's the reason why I never did reactions to this series after the fact. Like I was asked to do reactions to Fate Zero, but I told them I can't, or I told y'all I can't do that because I know a lot about what happens after. And looking back on it, I think that's pretty stupid because it was a prologue or a prelude to the entire thing, so it wouldn't have mattered. But in my mind, I was like, I would feel like I'm cheating the viewers because I already experienced UBW. Fate Stay Night Unlimited budget works, man. Now, there is a certain few videos from the old channel that people still to this day tell me that is how they discovered and found this channel, and it is the Rin Tosaka greatness. The rump, son. Yo, those are some fun videos, bro. But yo, the second Fate Stay Night opening is one of my favorite openings of all time. Bro, listen, man. Brave Shine. I mean, Fate in general has some phenomenal openings, like Brave Shine and I think it's Oath Sign from Zero. I adore. That's bro, because both Zero openings are nasty. But the same thing here with UBW. So I'm like, both openings are nasty. Let's listen to it. Let's listen to them. I mean, Type Moon in general has some incredible. Hold on. All right, Fate Stay Night opening 1. 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. And what's crazy about this experience for me is that prior to this, like, I knew of the characters. I knew of Shiro, I knew of Saber because of the Studio Dean version, right? I've seen and heard people talk about it for so many years. But with this one, it was my proper first experience and exposure to the series, and I really enjoyed Sakura, bro. Like the overall just seeing how the tale developed as time went on. It was so unique to me because as somebody who's really into history, seeing all of these historical figures going at each other, I was like, oh, this is mad dope. Like, this is so dope to me. I remember the first thing, actually, well, I'll talk about it after this. Bro, Lancer, dog. I mean, I'm still a Gilgamesh tard to this day. Yo, Gilgamesh. That man is the GOAT. But I remember. This is my favorite part of the right here. That just goes in so hard, bro. No, this is the part right here that I was going to talk about. When I first got into Fate Stay Night, the one part that like really stuck out to me, where I was like, holy flag, Narcissus is incredible. Now granted, like I said, I watched UBW before I watched Zero. To a certain, like, I watched it, and then after I watched Zero, I watched UBW. It made more sense to me. But at the time, like I said, this is my first exposure, right? So whenever I saw Kojiro and Saber duking it out, I was like, dog, what am I witnessing? What am I? Because at the time, I talked to I forgot if it was a video or if it was something that I said, but I made this comment saying that it's blasphemous to think that Bleach fights are, or that Fate fights are better than Bleach fights. Because at the time, I of course I was very ignorant to the fact, and I shouldn't have said it, not having really experienced Fate. But that's just how confident I was in Bleach's fights, and I don't even remember what brought it up. But my boy Shiraz told me, just give Fate Zero a shot, and you'll see that you're gonna take back your words, right? And I, of course, got into it way later on. But whenever I saw Unlimited Blade Works, and I saw that initial battle, that sword battle, I was bro. I mean, my mouth dropped to the floor. I was so shook, bro. Like, what am I witnessing here, son? Like, yo, the animation was out of this world, and just the quality, the way the storyboard was done, I was like, Jesus, what is this? Fate Stay Night greatness, man. And then, let me go into opening 2. Yo, this one right here, son. Yo, this is one of the greatest openings of all time, bro. Like, in the tier of like S+ class anime openings is this one right here to me, man. All right, opening 2, 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. 1, 2. Dog, bro. See, now I feel like we're watching this, man. Now I feel like we're watching this. The aimer greatness, dog. Bro, just look at how incredible this looks visually, man, and how it matches with the music so well, bro. Lanza. Brave shot. Look at the gold, bro. This ain't right now. But this opening goes in way too. It goes in too hard, bro. It really does, dog. Bro, just look at it. Listen to it. Brave shine. Come on, dog. Yo, that opening. That opening is truly in a tier of legend, bro. It is in a tier of legend, son. I mean, like I said, man, I absolutely adore the Zero openings too. And see, it's tough. Whenever I start comparing them, it's really like, bro, that opening 2, dog, the opening 2 from this one, like, yo, Brave Shine and Oath Sign, they are so, like, it depends on the day. It depends on the day. But I feel like this one's the one I listen to more. I feel like I listen to this one more. But, man, dude, Fate greatness. Every time, like I said, whenever I see this, like, on a recommendation box, or whenever I see it on the thing, I always think back to those old videos on the old channel, and it was so much fun. It was great because it was something that at the time I was really experiencing, sort of like how I would experience series whenever I was younger, where I would just pick up a random anime on television and just watch it every single week, even though whenever I first watched it, it might have been like in the middle of its series. Like, that's how I got into a lot of the anime whenever I was younger. It was really rare for me to watch a series from episode 1. like I think Sailor Moon. Oh, well, I don't remember if I watched Sailor Moon from episode 1, but I know that was one that made it easy enough to every episode could you could just jump into and get what was going on. But even stuff that I like really love, like Gundam Wing, Dragon Ball Z, Hakusho, like that stuff. A lot of that stuff I wasn't able to watch from the beginning whenever I was younger. At least, like, you know, they replay episode 1 a lot, but whenever my first exposure to it was not that. And it's kind of like the same thing here with Fate, where even though I watched it from episode 1, because I was so ignorant and my lack of knowledge was so high that I really didn't understand what was going on. I just thought everything looked cool. I was like, yo, I'm digging it, you know? And it was just one of those cool experiences for me where that's why I tell, like, I feel like as time goes on, I understand why it is that that people get into series through like YouTube AMVs or through YouTube like favorite fights, whatever. Like they'll watch a fight and they're like, "Oh, this series looks cool. Let's watch the anime." Like I understand that sentiment because I went through it with Fate. I was like, "Yo, I mean, I really wasn't into the series at all." Then I watched UEW and I was like, "Hey, man, this is kind of raw. I'm like, this is kind of fresh." But yeah, Fate greatness, man. UFO Table always brings the awesome sauce. And then after that, we have Yona of the Dawn, aka Akatsuki no Yona. Dog, let's stop right. Listen, man. When this anime finished, I jumped right into the manga, and I'm like 15 chapters behind right now. But dog, Yona and Hack greatness. What episode was it that came out that year? It was the year after, 2015. In that season, there was, because a lot of episode of the year contenders came out in that season, but they were all trumped by Gintama to me. But one of them was episode 22 of Yona. Bro, episode 22 of Akatsuki no Yona, dog. Episode 22s in series are legendary, man. You got this one, then you have your Light in April, you have episode 22 of Parasite. Woo! Greatness. I haven't watched this anime in so long, bro. Like, a real deal, like, this is crazy. I don't remember any of these individuals' names except for Hack and Yoda, dude. I real deal don't. I haven't read the manga in so long either, man. Like I said, I'm behind like 15 chapters. Man, dude. You know, Yona has one of those beginnings that really grip you from the start. Like now I compare it to Kingdom in terms of well, not as much as Kingdom. Kingdom to me, that first chapter, those like first few chapters are some of the best. Like in terms of like really wanting you to like binge it, Kingdom is like in a tier above. But I compare it to Yona in a sense of whenever I first started experiencing Yona, it like gripped me right from the start. I really enjoyed the concept. I enjoyed the concepts of the characters. And what they would later become and why it is that they would have to develop into certain things, and I really liked it, man. I think the ending for this series was something I really liked, from what I remember. Let me go into, what was it? Is it ending 1 or ending 2? I forgot which one. Let me click ending 1 real quick. This is so long. Bro, this video was uploaded on October 6, 2015. This was it. Bruh, when... Yo, bro, I legit have not listened to this since I finished the anime. Nah, man, this is real deal taking me down memory lane from that like portion of my life, dude. That's insane, dog. Yo, music is powerful, man. Music is powerful. Wow. Yo, watching that real deal made me want to go back and and get cash back up to the manga, dude. Dude, Suki Monogatari came out this season as well. I mean, of course, I got into Monogatari this year. And in the greatness too, dog. Suki came out in fall 2014. That's awesome sauce. It came out December 31st. So Real Deal came out towards the latter half of that. That's really cool. Now coming up next, man, we're going to talk about a series and an experience that led into another experience that I'm going to talk about later on the line in this 25 Days of Recon series. But this is the spinoff. This is the one that formally introduced me into this universe, and I was so into it, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Magic Kaito 1412, aka Magic Kaito Kid. Son, let me tell y'all something, dog. Every single week, I looked forward to this as much as I did even like Parasite. I just loved how every episode would go about, and I loved being challenged. I loved being challenged to find out what trick Kaito was going to use to gain the upper hand on whoever it is that he was facing in order to steal their treasure. And it was so cool, dude. Like just following a spin-off on one of the antagonists from Detective Conan was so dope to me, man. And it was truly my first exposure into the series, and that's how I got into Conan, was through the movie, and then I got into the series stuff, which is why the very first thing that I bought from Detective Conan is this right here. Because still to this day, he's my favorite character in the series. That kid greatness, dog. I mean, come on, dude. So I was really into it. Let's watch opening one. Yo, Magic Kaito. This series was so goat, man. Opening one. 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. It was just, there was something so gripping about this concept, man. Just being able to follow a spin-off on, like I said, an antagonist from Detective Conan, giving him his own series, seeing his origin, his backstory, and seeing how he handles things, and it really makes you like really love this dude, bro. And how smart he is, how he manages to outsmart and trick other individuals into doing basically what he wants to do, but they don't see it that way until it's already way past it being done. It's like the classic villain thing, but you're following it through his eyes. And I love how the series emotion, yo, bro. This one right here was amazing. The motorcycle chase with Kaito and Conan. I remember when I watched that episode and the actual Detective Conan. I was like, yeah, I remember that from the Kaito Kid series. Now, Kaito greatness, man. I think I really liked opening 2 as well. Let me see. Yeah, this is the one with Chico with Honeyworks. Hit it. Come on, skip. Dude. I forgot my train of thought, but hold on. I'll probably get it back here. Bro, why isn't it loading? There we go. Sick. Alright, let's go back. 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Sick. Dog, man. Just that concept, like his character concept is so dope to me. Because it's something that works so well within the confines of this universe. And the way that they handle it through his side, where you don't really get to see how the mystery is solved and like how he managed to do it until the very end. So like even though you're seeing everything through his eyes, it's still a mystery. Like that stuff is really, really hard to pull off. And it's so cool, bro. Chico Honeyworks is on a roll that year. Releasing this and then the legendary Gintama opening 15. Yo, man, if it shows the shot with him and his pops, Jack is so good. Bro, I miss Magic Kaito, man. That's why every single time that we have a case with him in Conan, I'm like, yo, my boy. This shot right here is so incredible. Doing the trick of walking on air. Kaito Kid greatness, man. And then to finish it off, man, we have the series I looked forward to the most every single week out of all these, the one I covered on the channel every single week. The Madhouse masterpiece, man. The greatness. The legendary Parasite. The Maxim! Bro, become a Shinichi dog, Migi! Shinichi. Bro, for this one, I'm listening to the opening and the ending. Yo. Hit me with it, Skip. Hit me with that Madhouse great, dude. Parasite was so fitting coming off of Hunter x Hunter, because I was looking for another experience like the Chimera Ant arc, and I was like, well, here we are. Well, here we are. 3, 2, 1, let's jam. You might notice that we are dead for just being humans. We are absolute. We're not tired. We do not even. I don't remember. Thinking that someday we will beat them. Like, yo, dude. Parasite, man. I adored this weekly experience. Episode 7 of this series and episode 18 are in episode 12. Those 3 are in my like S++ tier of episodes. Those 3 are masterpieces. Masterpieces, man. No, no, a human baby, nothing they find out, dude. Yo, the baseball dude. Yo, I miss this series, man. I do, bro. This is one of those that I really, really miss. And I miss the videos in the old channel for the series too, man. Yeah, bro. Yo, every time I go back and I rewatch this, I always remember Shonen Jump Captain, man, because me and him would spend hours talking about this, dude. This was our series. And I gotta play It's the Right Time, bro. I gotta play It's the Right Time. It's the right time. Come on. I don't know why my computer's being so slow today. Come on, shit. Bro, yeah, right there it shows Parasite. Shinichi finally cries. This is from episode 18. And that's whenever this started playing. Man, dude. Parasite. I remember whenever this played in episode 12. With that scene with him and Kana. That junk hit hard, man. That junk hit hard, son. That was so good. Migi handle the defense, bro. 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Bro, and when episode 12 ended with this, and whenever he banged his head on the tree and said, yo, I'm still bleeding red. I remember that's how 2014 ended with Parasite. And I was like, yo, if Hunter x Hunter didn't come out this year, that would be clear favorite anime of the year. Clear! If Hunter x Hunter wasn't coming out that year. So I just gave it to Madhouse regardless. I was like, a Parasite and Hunter x Hunter shared. Actually, I was such a big Parasite tar during this entire portion. I remember there was arguments back in the day between Tokyo Ghoul and Parasite. And I remember there was this massive Facebook thread on that. And I would troll my way in there, bro, because I'd be like, yo, y'all gotta realize the greatness of Parasite. And now, to be honest, I don't even know which one I like more between Parasite and Tokyo Ghoul. But back then, dude, The Maxim, dog. I gotta talk about episode 7, man. By the Flagnards, bro. Yo. I've rewatched the final scene of episode 7 so many times. It is just one of those extremely hype scenes, bro. Like, and it's just done so masterfully well too, bro. The first like 18 episodes of that series are so masterfully done, man. But I think the first 12 really, really have a special place in my heart because of the way that it's handled. It reminds me so much of like early Bleach and Monogatari, where it's like that episodic type of formula with like this overarching plot happening in the background, but it was just so dope to me. So whenever you get this little mini arc, whenever Shinichi's mom gets killed and Shinichi goes out to avenge her, and you start learning more about the world, more about the parasites, and you truly get to see him in action doing this. And oh, dude, like that joke was so incredible. And whenever he actually manages to deal the final blow to the very same parasite that killed his mom, and then he comes back after that, like post time skip Shinichi with the hair slit back. My boy hit him with the hey. I was like, yo, hit him with the yo. One of the most GOAT moments, man. And then like you see him how he is in school after that, because he's like, man, school is nothing compared to what I'm going through outside, dog. Like, and you see my boy, he starts like being rebellious. He's wearing his backpack on one side of his shoulder. My boy's he's rocking. He acting like he's the king and everything. And it was just crazy seeing how everybody interacted with him before that happened, and now seeing how everybody interacted with him after that happened. And then having the stuff that went down after that, like the dude, I always remember him, that he got pwned by a baseball going through his chest. And then directly after that stuff with Kahneman and how that was dealt with in the, oh dude, like, yo, that stuff was out of this, look, oh, dude, I feel like rewatching this entire series now, dog. Like, man, that Kana scene hurts so much because I think it's because of the way that episode was handled. You know, it starts off with the whole dream sequence, and it's leading you to believe that there might be some sort of way and or chance that he can save her. So whenever he actually manages to get there, but he's too late, it hits, man. It really hits. And then, yo, Migi handled the defense, phones him, and then we get the incredible finale of that episode. But it was just so incredible seeing Shinichi's journey through school, because even though, how do I put it, it's one of those situations where you can see a lot of yourself within Shinichi and how he grows and how he changes throughout his high school life. Because even though we all aren't, we in where we are in our dimension, little do I know, maybe there is an alien domination plot, but as far as I know, there is no alien domination plot. Well, maybe Instant Messenger Sama, but aside from that, who knows? But in Parasite, the author really used that alien domination plot and Migi as a character to allow Shinichi to grow and really show us what it truly means to be human. And that's like the main theme and concept of the series. And that very same concept leads a lot into adolescence and how it is that we grow into who we become, going from who we are as kids into adults. And a major part of that is how we were back in high school. And that's why I really appreciate the fact that Parasite takes place in that time period, and why I also really appreciate, and I'll talk about it later on, why Monogatari takes place in that time period too, whenever they tackle that same type of theme. Because that is really whenever you get to find out a lot about who you are as an individual. And so whenever you graduate from that and you get out of that, you have more of an understanding of who you are in this world. And of course, you never truly will understand. It's like a never-ending journey, never-ending process. But I think that's why I really appreciate episode 18, like the entire journey it took from there until 18. That's why 18 to me feels like an ending, because whenever you see Shinichi cry and really show emotion once more, it's like that's it. Like that is the main highlight when it comes to his character and his journey. Like right there, we finally got to see it happen. Like, we got to see his rebellious phase. We got to see him truly trying to figure out the world and himself. But at the very end of the day, he realized how important a human life is before his very eyes. And he truly realized what was important thanks to that, and how important everything around him is, how important Murano and just all of the how his close ones really are to him. And that's whenever he changed and came back to become the Shinichi that everyone grew to know and love at the beginning of the series, while still keeping the same qualities that he had during his rebellious stage. And I just found that to be very, very fascinating, because it's true that one does go through several stages, but you take things from those stages and you keep them within you, whether it's negative things or positive things. And we got to see that through Shinichi and his growth. And I just really adored seeing that relationship, seeing his flaws as a character, seeing his flaws as a person, and how it made him a great character, and stuff like that was definitely appreciated. And I'm glad that they dedicated time to that in a series like this, where it could have been very easy not to dedicate time to that, but they did, and that's why Parasite is very, very special. And that's exactly why I had to talk about it, man. Parasite greatness. Y'all remember, man. I mean, if you were around back then for the old channel, this was one of my main series. A lot of individuals have told me that they found my channel thanks to Parasite. And I really, really miss those videos, man. For this one especially, because I did reactions, I did reviews. When it came out in English, I did the same thing. This series is really, really special. But everyone, man, that has been the 6th edition of the 25 Days of Santa Recon, man. Shout out to going back and reliving and re-experiencing, or I should say, going down memory lane and seeing all these wonderful series once more, and just being reminded of how much fun it was to go through all these in that season. But man, dude, Parasite, dog, I miss it, yo. And like, just sitting right here and seeing Shinichi and Migi, it makes me want to go back and watch the series and see their journey and how they develop together and how they grow together to truly learn more about the world. Because Migi, to be honest with you, is in a very similar situation that Shinichi is. Shinichi is just trying to learn more about the world. Migi's just more upfront about it. Like Migi and Shinichi carry that same type of curiosity that you carry in that stage of your life, but Migi doesn't have that quality that a human has, and or suppress that and not say it. Me'll say it. Me'll say it out loud. Now my boy don't care. So it made that dynamic so amazing to me, and I just loved how they grew as characters, because their relationship is truly one of my favorites, man. And it's so dope because it's in his hand, bro. Like, he's just talking to him. And it made for some really, really funny scenes, but also for some of the most emotional scenes in the entire series, with like the latter half right there in the 20s. And I'll never forget whenever I thought Migi died, man. That junk destroyed me. I was like, no, Migi, don't die. Migi, bro. Parasite greatness, man. But yeah, dog, everybody has an awesome of a day. Take care. I will forever cherish this season of anime for introducing and getting me into so many awesome series. And I really can't wait for another season of Legend to pop up like this in the future, man. But I hope everybody has an awesome day. Take care. Absolute awesome sauce. And I'll see you on the comment section, man.